You are listening to Sporty Nerds Universe?
Yep.
Is that what we are?
I think so. It's been so long.
It's been such a long time. Yes. Welcome back, everybody.
Hey, you didn't see us this time though.
Yeah, we got video and everything
right?
now. We're running into that new year under some upgrades and everything. My God.
Yeah, no, it's stoked. I'm stoked for what we're doing next year.
Yeah, welcome to 2022-ish almost.
2022-ish. I like it.
2022-ish. Yeah, we're not there yet, but we're getting there. How was your holiday? First of all, your Christmas holiday.
It was really good. I got to spend time with family. I'm going to Texas this week actually to meet my fiance's family who I haven't met yet. So I've still got a week of the
What
Christmas Houston area.
Oh, Houston! I've never been to Houston. I've been to Dallas, and I was in the part of Texas that is the Fixer Uppers.
Okay.
But I've never been in Dallas.
Gotcha. See, I've never been to Texas, so I looked at the weather. It's going to be 80 degrees, so I'm going to get burnt in December as a ginger. That's pretty cool.
At least you're going now. When we went, it was literally summer.
Yeah, I don't want to do that.
It was awful.
There's a reason we're going in December.
Yeah. No, that's smart. That's why a lot of times if we would go to Disney, we would go to Disney in the winter time, so the weather would just be maybe even a little breezy and everything. So that's very smart.
Yep. And
you guys have any fun plans for the new year?
Just whatever they're doing down there. We're down there, so we're just kind of along for the ride.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna be there the whole that whole time.
Yeah, we're there for a whole week. So it should be. There's a lot of family to meet. So we're bouncing around. It was our first Christmas as a betrothed couple. Betrothed. I don't know. Friends told me once, but I forgot.
Sounds like too classy of a word for me.
Yeah. But so we had, we were able to wake up and have our own Christmas, which was really, really nice. And we're bringing our family traditions into one, which is super.
You
cool.
have to,
right? No, so it's fun. It was a really good Christmas. How about you? What'd you guys do?
Well, so what we do Christmas Eve, we always get Chinese food. So, first of all, the whole day was crazy. So she sings for Rock City, and she had to be there at 12:30 in the afternoon, and she did I think 3 services at the Blair's campus. And she didn't get home till about 9 o'clock. I was the typical guy who didn't really get a whole lot of stuff because my schedule's been so busy. I ordered her big thing online, but other stuff I didn't really have much for her. So I kind of did everything that day, and luckily I found just about everything I was looking for. Thank God. You
did this on Christmas Day or Christmas Eve?
Christmas Eve.
Oh, okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, Christmas Eve. Yeah, and I got us our Chinese. What we do usually is we actually give our gifts usually Christmas Eve because we had my family over Christmas Day.
Gotcha.
And that was a fun event. Just give out stocking stuffers. Just watched football.
Yeah, I did too. It's nice.
I'm sure you did.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
and
go ahead.
Just watch. We usually watch Christmas Vacation while we're opening stuff.
Oh, I watched that Christmas morning myself.
Okay.
Yep. I also cut my own hair. Why? I was bored, and luckily Lauren was able to perform surgery to fix it because I had a little Hawkeye-ish going on where I had like no sides and a really long top, and
see, that's my style.
I was doing like the back and. Like it died halfway through. Like I was using like the body Norelco trimmer thing. Don't use that to cut hair.
Oh no, you got to use a legit thing.
Yeah, no. So she came in. Luckily, she had clippers from something and was able to fix it and make it, look okay.
Yeah, look presentable.
Right. But speaking of Christmas Day football, as a Packers fan, I want to apologize to the Browns fans. I hate that we won that way. It wasn't cool. I wanted it to be a good game.
It's not your fault, honestly.
No, it's not my fault, but it sucks. I don't want to win. Like, watching Dragon Ball Z growing up, Goku instilled in me, you want to beat your opponents at their best. And this year, everyone's dealing with COVID. There's nothing we can do about it. Luckily, the Packers haven't been bit hard. I just hope it doesn't happen in the playoffs. But everyone's dealing with crap this year.
And it's still there. It's still very much there. Right. So people say that it's not. It is still there.
Yeah, this Omicron, if you look at somebody with it, you're going to get it.
Thankfully, with that, it's not. It doesn't seem like it's a big thing. Right. It just seems like it's a very contagious thing.
Right. Which, I'm not smart enough to realize what that means for sports and entertainment and everything. But
yeah, it's just there. Yep, that's all I know.
It's just, we are living with what we're told right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Packers knocked off the Browns, and that essentially, as long as they win out, which they play the Vikings and the Lions, they're going to end up being number 1 in the NFC once again.
Yeah, it's a very legit possibility. I mean, stranger things have happened in the NFL this year, so you can't say guaranteed at all. But it's you guys own your own destiny, as they say.
How about the Cardinals just turn into shit like they always do towards the end of the year?
What the heck? I had Kyler Murray as my MVP, and I had a big bet with my boss at work, and gosh darn it, he's gonna win.
Who, Rodgers?
No, I don't know. I don't know who's gonna win. Honestly,
Rodgers
is in there. You can't. I know we're not giving anyone love but quarterbacks, but you got to throw Jonathan Taylor.
Yeah, for sure.
You got to throw him in there because he's done some amazing work on the ground. It's not going to be Kyler. It's not going to be Josh Allen. That's all I know, and those were my two guys.
Yep.
He took the field.
Yeah, Rodgers has been just statistically an anomaly over the last 5 weeks. It's like 18 touchdowns, 0 interceptions. He was
legit the only good thing about my fantasy football team was Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah. I can't believe I was seeing that. He broke Brett Favre's record for most passes and touchdowns as a Packer last week. But the thing that blows my mind is he did it with 193 less interceptions. 193.
I knew it had to be less. I didn't know it was that less because I mean, can you so just quickly, if Brett Favre played in the NFL today, he wouldn't be what he is.
Brett Favre was a gunslinger. Like it's a different mentality.
But just like they don't let Baker really do it, they wouldn't let Brett do it. Brett would not have the history, the legacy that he did if he played in today's game. So I'm glad that he got to play when he did play.
Absolutely, and I won't knock Rodgers for anything on that because that's not his fault. He can't control the way the game's played. And Favre is still the
They were two different quarterbacks, though.
Right, and Rodgers got to learn from Favre for 3 years. So
Favre's
biggest mistake was he threw a lot of interceptions. He has the record for most interceptions in the NFL. There's a reason. So, I don't know. But Rodgers, I think, is definitely MVP. Packers are going to get the 1 seed. Chiefs, I think this is the last time we had a podcast. The Chiefs have gone from, there's something wrong with them to, okay, the Chiefs are back.
Yeah, which, I mean, at least I was confident it was going to happen. Every single week I thought this was the week, and it didn't. But, yeah, while we were away, it happened.
Yeah. So, all right, who you picking at this point for the Super Bowl? We're down to week 16. There's 3 weeks left? 2 weeks left. So there's 2 weeks left. I think we're week 17.
Oh, man.
I don't know. This whole new year with the extra week is very confusing to me. So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty. Who is going to win the Super Bowl?
Well, I can tell you who's going to win the Super Bowl, and it's not going to be very, very interesting for this podcast because it's going to be the freaking Green Bay Packers like I picked in the very first preseason poll.
Preach. I love it. I don't know if they'll win. I am going Packers Chiefs.
Yeah.
That's my Super Bowl right now.
Gosh.
The only other team that could scare me would be Dallas. And I know Dallas always finds a way to lose.
I love Dallas, but Dallas played out of their freaking minds last night, right?
They're getting hot at the right time. And that's what a lot of times can happen with that. And Tua.
I feel it's Tua's played great. Yeah, Tua has played great.
Now, granted, they haven't played anybody worthwhile for the last 7 weeks, but if you win 7 games in a row in the NFL, I don't care who you're playing. That's a feat.
Yeah. No, and if you look at his QBR, consistently it's over 100.
Right.
Like Tua has done well.
Yep.
People can say Tua's not that good or whatever, all they want. Inside of what he has in that offense, Tua has played great football.
Yep,
I think you got to say Chiefs, maybe Titans.
Not without Derrick Henry.
But that's what it depends on. Depends on it. Are you going to get Derrick Henry back? Derrick Henry is now not even in a boot. Derrick Henry has a possibility of playing again this season into the playoffs. Regular season he was out. Playoffs he may not be.
Okay, let's see what you got. All right, so Super Bowl. You're going Packers Chiefs.
Yeah, I'll go Packers Chiefs.
Me too.
Gosh, I hate that so much.
And you still think the Packers are going to win?
Packers are going to win.
Okay, I like it. All right.
Hey, I just want to throw this out there though.
Okay.
Everyone listening, guess how many games Tom Brady has thrown 4 interceptions?
Quite a few.
Yeah, he's had 4 games with 4 interceptions. It was 4 or 6, may even be 6. I think it's 6 games. So Baker has 5 more 4 interception games to be on par with the GOAT.
Yeah.
Just wanted to throw that out
Right.
there.
And I know you're, talking to you, you're kind of pissed off at all the Baker hate out there. But I'm going to throw this at you. At what point does it become his fault?
Oh, I'm not saying it's not his fault. No, I'm not saying that. He played like shit. He played like shit. 2 of those picks are on him. 2 of them are not. One of the ones that is on him is also on Jarvis for falling down. Maybe that was miscommunication between the 2. It doesn't matter. I'm going to give him 2. 2 was bad shit calls on the refs. What a shocker. It's happened to everyone this year. It sucks. But no, for sure, it's on him. It's on Stefanski, on the play calling. It's on the fact that he can't sit Baker down when Baker needs to be sat down. Our O-line has been injured. Injuries have killed us. Jarvis was out. Baker hasn't been healthy forever. It's on a lot. Officiating has been god awful for Cleveland. It's been awful for everyone. All I can say is for Cleveland, it's been really bad. So there's a lot of different factors of why the Browns suck this year, but it is what it is. So yeah, I'm not saying Baker's innocent in this whole thing. Not at all.
Yeah, I would agree. Chubb needs to pick it up a little bit.
Here's the other. Yeah. If Nick Chubb and Myles Garrett could play a little bit better, I'd really appreciate that. But no, yeah. So someone on Twitter had a very eye-inspiring tweet that I saw. He said the reason that Baker Mayfield is so polarizing is because we've seen how great he can be, we've seen how shitty he can be. So there's a case for both of why he's great and why he's not. And he's inconsistent, and it's like, yeah. Do we move on from Baker? I don't think so. I think that tell me what's better to do than Baker. I mean, can we if we can get Russ Wilson? Yeah, I'll take Russ over Baker. That's about it. Maybe Jimmy G if Jimmy G becomes available out of San Francisco. But other than that, listen, this draft sucks for quarterbacks, guys and gals. I'm not willing to spend another 10, 15, 20 years looking for who's the guy in the draft. We have a guy that's good. Is he great? No. Does he have shitty games? Yeah, he does sometimes. But he also has really great games. And the fact that he wants to be there and he wants to be that change and he wants to win in Cleveland. I mean, I'm sorry. That's my guy. I got to get behind that. So I don't think it's time to get off of him. But someone else, one of my friends said, maybe you draft someone in the late rounds. Maybe you give him some kind of competition. That usually lights Baker up a little bit. I don't hate that idea either.
So they got to make a decision fast. He's going into his 5th year. They got to decide if he's going to be the franchise quarterback or not.
Yeah, I think you tag him, and then we see where it goes. But we need a healthy Baker to see really, and we need Stefanski to be a fucking adult in the room. His play calling last year was amazing, and he let if you remember the second half of the Browns season, he let Baker go. Like he let Baker be Baker. And this year it didn't happen, and but Baker's been injured.
So can Baker be Baker this year?
Not this year. I don't think he can. That's why he should have sat him down. He should have sat him down. Now, would our season have been over? Absolutely. We're not winning with Case Keenum or.
Case Keenum's won before.
Yeah. Did you see that game with Case Keenum in Denver? That game was awful.
It was one game.
Yeah, it's one game. I'm saying you're not going to win with Case Keenum. So I truly believe that is why he didn't do it, because he knew without Bake behind center, the season's over. We have nothing. We're running the ball. We're doing really short little passes, and it could work some games. I'm not saying we would lose every single game. I'm saying our hopes of playoffs would have been completely over, because even a beat down Baker is better than who else that we had. On the other hand, you got to take care of your quarterback, and you got to take care of your team. He is a gamer. He is never going to say, I can't go. He wants to go every single game because that's who he is. That's what's instilled inside of him. You need to be Stefanski and say, no, Bake, you're down. We can't do this. And we didn't get that from Stefanski this year. And the play calling this year has been really ass backwards.
I can agree with that. So I think a big part of it is he can't let Baker be Baker, so he has to rely on a run game, and the defense knows it, so they're shutting that down. So I personally think,
and even there though, it's like when they should have ran the ball in multiple games, even this last game.
Yeah,
like
no,
keep running the ball against Green Bay. It's working.
Yeah, we could not stop the run at all.
Take the ball away from Baker throwing the ball. He's thrown 3 picks already. There's a good chance he's going to end it with a pick, and it did.
Yep. Now,
there was holding on that play.
That was definitely a hold, but
still,
people stuff doesn't get called every single play.
I agree. I agree. And I have been called out by people that I take too much blame on Cleveland getting penalties. I probably do. Mm-hmm. I'm a very passionate Browns fan does. And I see it. But it's happened. And it's not just in the NFL. It's in college. I watch college games and I was like, what is this? What is this officiating? So play calling has been. I don't remember a time it's been worse. Give us scrubs back. They were better refs than these refs.
Don't say that to a Packers fan.
Oh, yeah, because there was that one game, right?
Yeah, that one game, the Hail Mary.
That one game, the Hail Mary. Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah, let's not talk about that. But okay. But anyway, all right, so moving off NFL real quick, CFP starts this weekend. Who's going to the championship?
Oh, gosh.
Bama, Cincinnati, Georgia, Michigan.
Bama versus Michigan.
I'm going with that, too. I hope Cincinnati keeps it close. If they keep it close, to me, that's
a
win.
I hope they do.
I don't want them.
I just don't want them to get murdered.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping for. Anything can happen, and they could pull an upset out, when that would be great, and Cincinnati would be. At that point, it wouldn't matter if they won the championship. They upset the system. They broke the whole thing that the group of five doesn't belong with the big boys. I don't even know if they can beat Georgia or Michigan, but
it's a cool story that they're in there.
Right.
It's cool that Michigan's in there, honestly.
I mean, but they deserve to be.
Yeah, they do. I mean, they had some downs. They weren't elite, but hey, they beat Ohio State at the end. That's what needed to happen, and they got in there. Good on them.
And then they took care of business in the Big Ten championship, which was a huge
absolutely. They did. Mm-hmm. So it would be really cool if it was Cincy versus Michigan. If that's the case, Michigan wins the championship. Probably, but. Hey.
Okay, can we move on now, please?
Move on to what? I thought we were just going to talk about sports.
No, nerdy things. I have been tapping my foot on this floor for like.
I know. I thought.
Minutes.
Hey, I wanted to tell you what was happening in the movie on the Thursday that it came out, because I was so geeked. I got my tickets a week before that. I was just so excited to see it, and I was not disappointed.
Yeah, I had. Yeah, real quick, it's been like 2 weeks since it's come out, but we're about to talk about No Way Home. If you haven't seen it, what the hell are you doing? Go see the movie. If you're listening to us.
What's the actual ban of spoilers? We're past it, right? Is it only a week, or what is it? I was having this discussion with a buddy at work.
In a normal world, I would say, I used to say 72-hour rule. But
to me, that's not enough.
Yeah,
you gotta let people have a week.
Then
to
I
see anything,
expanded it to 2 weeks. And here's the big thing: you got. There's so much of the world that it's not even out yet. There are states that are still on lockdown that you can't go to a theater. So.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, there's still states that have like big lockdowns. It's limited where you can see it, and with the Omicron variant going nuts, they're like Europe's on lockdown again. It still hasn't released in the Philippines or Japan. So, in COVID world, I don't really.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, Japan hasn't had it yet.
I don't know the answer.
Okay.
But to me, I think. Fair is 2 weeks.
I do too. I agree. I think fair is 2 weeks.
Yeah, and I appreciate people doing what is called nesting. Like when they post, they'll put a bunch of like hawk eye and like basically to where it's after the see more. So we're gonna talk all about Spider-Man: No Way Home when we come back. This is the Sporty Nerds Universe. Hey everybody, just want to say thank you for checking out the first video version of the Sporty Nerds Universe podcast. You can catch this whenever we do this podcast. We are working to get a better schedule. In 2022, there's so much to cover with Star Wars and Marvel and DC and everything coming out in 2022. Jeff and I's schedule is just not working to where we could do this on a regular weekly basis, so you're going to be seeing some new faces coming to the Sporty Nerds Universe, which we're really excited about. So please make sure you follow us on Twitter at Sporty Nerds Pod, as well as on Facebook. You can like us as the Sporty Nerds Universe. Is also a group called the Sporty Nerds Universe where we share memes and talk and have a lot of fun. So again, thank you so much for checking out this episode. Hopefully you are enjoying it, and if not, hopefully we'll do something better to improve your enjoyment in the future. So thanks. Back to the show.
Welcome back into the Sporty Nerds Universe podcast. And hey, this is we're on video too now.
Right.
Hey, look at us.
Hey,
we talked sporty side on the first half. Now we're in the second half. We're going to talk a little bit, not a little bit. We're going to talk as much as we want about Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Yes, we are.
It was so good.
It was so much fun.
I know you weren't a Ghostbusters fan, but the last two movies I've seen has been Ghostbusters Afterlife and Spider-Man. And Ghostbusters Afterlife, it was everything to me. It wasn't as great as this was because there was just so much that happened in this one. But both of those being my last two movies that I've seen in the theater, two of my best experiences in a theater in a long time. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, I recommend seeing Afterlife if it's still in theaters. It may be. I think it's leaving theaters soon. I think it's set for a DVD release on January, maybe the second week of January. So if you can see it in the theater, if not, though, definitely pick up the DVD because it's a beautiful movie.
And I wasn't a Ghostbuster. Don't say I wasn't a Ghostbusters fan. I just haven't seen it in a very long time, and I didn't dislike the Ghostbusters. I like the Ghostbusters.
No, but you're not a fan, is what I'm getting, because you haven't seen it for a while. You don't really know much about it. It's okay.
I would say I'm not a fan, but the way you said it is like I watched it and didn't like it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it that way.
Okay,
I didn't mean like you're not a fan of it.
Right.
I'm just saying you're just not. You're not. You don't fan it.
Right. It's not like I don't stand it.
Exactly. That's the right word.
I think it is.
I think it is.
Yeah,
it sounds legit.
I see it on the internet all the time.
Yeah, we probably need someone at least 20 years younger than us to confirm that.
Yeah.
But I think so.
Anyway, Spider-Man. Oh my God.
Spider-Man. Let's get into it.
So,
let's do this in a rational way. I know we're just gonna want to throw things out there, but let's try to have this in a rational, organized way.
That's no fun.
Well,
okay.
So people are like, so people know what we're talking about. We're not just shouting stuff out.
All right. So I just want to say the way the movie opened was awesome. It reminded me so much of Infinity War because when Infinity War started and you had the distress call from Asgard, it gave me the same vibes. Like, this is a big moment. And plus the fact that they didn't even try to kill the hype or lower the hype, they just let everything go wild, meant we were in for something. But within the first 3 minutes of the movie, it was so much fun. And then very shortly after that, you get the Murdoch. Charlie Cox is back in the MCU. I mean,
I know. That was the first time the theater outside of me went crazy.
Yeah, see, I didn't. I had a little bit of enjoyment from my theater, but it wasn't like that full-on crowd, like when they were screaming. We had a few.
In my theater, there was.
Yeah, it wasn't, but I went Friday night. I couldn't go until Friday night.
Still, you'd think Friday. I mean, a lot of people probably couldn't go till Friday night.
I mean, I'd say about a quarter of my theater was into the cheering, which apparently there's a lot of people who don't like the cheering. You know what I say? Fuck you.
Yeah, I'm fine. So it's like typically, I like the theater to be quiet. Just let me enjoy it. But at the same time, in a movie or a comic book movie atmosphere, I enjoy the cheering. Now, you know me, I'm not the biggest Daredevil fan. So to me, I was like, I knew who he was. It didn't do anything for me. But for a lot of the crowd, that was the very first time where the crowd popped off and they were very excited. Even my wife was more excited than me. How sad is that?
That's pretty sad.
It's pretty sad.
All right. So, what was the loudest moment in your theater?
The loudest is probably when we get Garfield. It's probably when we get Garfield because it's just everyone knew it was coming, but it's like I'm getting goosebumps in the back of my head just remembering the exact moment of him from afar coming in, seeing him. It's a feel good moment because you know what's gonna come right after that, and it does, and just to see what they did, I don't want to get too far into it, but yeah, that was definitely the biggest, I think it was the biggest because I think it was the loudest because it was the first time that we're gonna get this. We're gonna get a Spider-Man that's from a completely different franchise, and it worked so well the way that they did it.
They did. And the fact that they were able to do it while still telling a good story, and it wasn't fan service, they just pushed this in. They were able to make it, and they were in there a lot more than I thought they would be. Like, I didn't think it would be quite a cameo, but I didn't think it would be like the whole entire third act of the movie.
So I thought they were in what I thought they were going to be. The last time that we did the show, we were talking about the trailer. We were talking about that fight that
they edited out.
That you clearly saw, and it was clearly edited out. Once I saw that, that's what I thought was going to be. I thought it was going to be they were going to be in the second half of the movie, basically. working with him and trying to kill all the biggie baddies. So for me, it is what I thought it was going to be in that sense.
What about? I feel like we were misdirected with Venom. Like I feel like
we were.
I was expecting Venom to end up being in that bid battle, but I'm kind of glad he wasn't. So,
yeah, it makes much more sense that he wasn't. I thought the people that they brought in really were great for. I would have liked to seen Rhino.
The Paul Giamatti version.
Yeah, I don't care who it is. I mean, especially because it works with everything else.
But he didn't know Peter was Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
That's fair. So that wouldn't work.
Okay.
Even though I've seen a lot of people saying that Electro didn't know Peter was Spider-Man, but when in that final battle with Electro and Amazing Spider-Man 2, like she's running, Gwen Stacy's running away from Peter and says, "Go get him, Peter," and then like closes her mouth. So that is at least the only thing in my head that makes it work to where he knew who that Peter Parker was, Spider-Man.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, and so that's what I've been trying to do is I've been trying to go back and watch the Garfield ones again. I need to go back and watch all of these again, but I thought I loved Garfield in this. Toby seemed a little off to me, but I'm also not the biggest Toby guy. So
see, I thought
having them all together was really cool.
I thought Toby was exactly who Toby was in the Spider-Man movies, and that was my Spider-Man. That was the one I grew up with. I love Toby. I think Toby is a great Spider-Man. I think and I've seen this on the internet, and I think this is about the best way to put it. Toby was a great Peter Parker, but not a great Spider-Man. Garfield was a great Spider-Man, but not a great Peter Parker. And then Tom Holland is a perfect blend of both.
That's really good. Right. That's a really good way of putting it.
Yeah, because Garfield was, the slick-talking New Yorker, and he was too cool to be Peter Parker.
I love Garfield.
Yeah,
I really love Garfield.
I liked the first Amazing Spider-Man.
It was so good.
I hated the second one. I thought the second one
wasn't that good.
Second one was horrible, and they killed it for him. Plus, like right after that came out is when Marvel announced that they were getting the rights back, and I was just like, well, what's the point to watch it then? But now, you know what the only bad thing about this movie is, though? Iron Man is no longer the beginning of the MCU. Because now, technically, the Sam Raimi ones are connected to the MCU, the original Spider-Man films. So, technically, Spider-Man in 2002, whatever it was, started the MCU. Technically.
I tend to disagree because, but I see what you're saying. I see where you're going.
It was retconned, but it is now like it is. It's just what it is.
Yeah,
and they did it so well. How about Ned?
Yeah, they did.
How about Ned being magic, and now he doesn't know Peter anymore?
It's so sad.
It's so sad, but I fully believe that will lead him to become the Hobgoblin. Ned's going to be a bad guy, specifically because he said he promises.
I would hate if he's that.
I won't. It'd be a great story. I trust Marvel to tell that story right.
I just don't really. I think Ned's just he's a good best friend, but I don't want to see him more than that.
He brought the Peters in this one. He became the fact that he's magic has to play
accidentally,
but he was able to pick up that portal shit faster than Doctor Strange was.
That is way true.
Right. So
he accidentally does it, and it takes Strange weeks, months,
something like that.
Yeah.
So
like a ton of books.
Yeah. So they're definitely coming in. Like he's going to be something in the movies. My prediction is because I don't think Tom Holland wants to be Spider-Man much longer. Just from what I've heard, I know they've got I don't know for sure. I haven't seen official. Like, is he contracted now, or is he's still not in contract? Is he?
I don't know on the Sony side of things. On the MCU Marvel side of things, I think he might have one more, unless there was just another scene there he was in with something else. Because I thought for sure they had him for 2.
They have a 6-movie deal.
Okay.
And that started with Civil War. So Civil
War.
Was that?
But didn't they add on to that when we were dealing with the stuff of Sony and Marvel fighting over the character?
No, because Holland was still under contract for that. This was Oh, that contract of MCU borrowing the rights was done, and that's what they were not going to renew. So basically, Spider-Man wouldn't be in the MCU anymore, which would have sucked. Okay. But that didn't affect his contract. He still would have had to play Spider-Man. It just wouldn't have been MCU anymore.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I would love for him to agree to one more three franchised deal.
Well, I think it should go like this. He does one more movie where he's like the main person, but they introduce Miles Morales and Spider-Gwen. And then they'll bring Gwen Stacy into this universe because we don't have her yet.
See, and I would love all that. It's just I would love there to be a complete story behind that, the whole thing.
Well, they've already laid the groundwork.
I would love for it to just be completed within 3 more movies.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The first movie would be introducing them. The first movie would be introducing maybe just Miles, and then the second movie would be kind of like a team up with Miles and Peter. And then the third movie would be primarily a Miles movie with Peter having a smaller role. That way he can kind of phase himself out of it. He can still be in them. It's still Spider-Man movies.
And I'd be fine with that.
Yeah, I think that's where I think that'd be a good way for them to go. That way he doesn't, like, as it progresses, he said he wants to start a family, and if I was dating Zendaya, so would I.
They're dating each other?
Yeah.
I didn't know that they were actually dating each other.
Yep, they are for real dating. So,
okay.
Yeah, he said he wants to take a pause on acting and start the family. So that way,
she bores me.
What?
Yeah, I don't know what it is about her. I've never cared for her. I didn't care for her in what was that other musical?
The Greatest Showman.
The Greatest Showman too.
That I love. Yeah, that everybody loves. It's the greatest musical ever.
Oh, you've never seen Hamilton, apparently.
Oh my God, Hamilton is. You know what? Let's not do it. Let's not do it.
Yeah, well, you were about to say something that you can't take back.
I was going to say Hamilton. I've tried it twice. It's not what it's cracked up to be for me.
What?
It's not my thing. I'm not saying it's. I'm not denying the cultural impact it had. It's just not my style.
It's beautiful. It's absolutely such a beautiful story and everything.
I get that, and I like some of the music.
The music is fantastic.
Yeah,
some of the music.
I haven't heard it all.
You haven't heard it all?
No, because I've tried to watch it twice and I fell asleep.
Oh my gosh. Come over here.
Let's
just
long.
Watch it real quick. It is long.
How many times have you watched or listened to it?
So listen to it. I've probably listened to the soundtrack at the very least 30 to 40 times. Watched it. I've probably watched it through at least 10, 12, 15 times.
Okay. That's a lot.
I love it so much.
I can tell.
I love it so much.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot.
It's
one of my. I'm very passionate about my Hamilton.
I see that. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
No.
I probably watch just as much time in terms of like New Rock Stars and Stranded Panda and all the Marvel stuff out there. So.
And I've watched Panda. What about Panda?
Stranded Panda. Marvel Cinematic.
What's that?
It's Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast. Shout out to them. I like them.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that. That's an interesting title.
No, they're good. Jeff Randall, Matthew Carroll, Ashley Coffin. Shout out to her. She's awesome. She's great.
I'll take your word for it. But yeah, the new rock stars, I love new rock stars.
And I know John Campy, a lot of people like him too.
Yes.
But why are we telling people about other shows when they're watching our show right now?
I know. What are you doing?
I don't know. Anyway, all right. So, where does Spider-Man go from here?
Well, no, we're not gonna not talk about this.
What?
The death.
Oh, well,
the death of Aunt May.
Well, no, that was all part of that conversation.
We're gonna just. No, it wasn't. We didn't never.
Where does Spider-Man go from here because Aunt May died and nobody knows who he is? Like, where does he go from here? That's. Yeah. But okay, yes. Okay. All right,
but how shocked were you from that death?
That hit me. That hit me hard.
Yeah.
I wasn't shocked because I kind of had.
It's the one person I wanted them not to kill off.
Yeah, but
it's the one person that makes the most impact.
Yeah, he doesn't have an Uncle Ben, and I'd rather them do this because they instead of go back and tell us, oh yeah, hey, Uncle Ben died at some point. I like the way they did this. And the moment I saw that glider behind her, I'm just like, uh-oh. And then
I knew it. I as soon as I just knew it, and I was like, I was going into it, and you know who I wanted them to kill off?
Happy?
Zendaya.
Oh God. But then we couldn't get the best moment of the movie.
Yeah, it wasn't the best.
It was the best moment of the movie.
It was a good moment, though. It was a good moment.
When he caught her,
that we'd all been waiting for.
Yeah, when he caught her, and then he started crying, It got me right in the feels, man.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the end of the movie with him and Zendaya. I didn't.
I was talking about with Garfield Carter.
Oh, and Garfield Carter. Oh, okay. Oh, that's not the best moment. That's a good moment.
Oh my god, that's not the that hit me so hard in the feels. That to me was more emotional than Aunt May.
Oh no, Aunt May got me.
Aunt May was a expected casualty in the world of creating Spider-Man. They had to have that Uncle Ben moment. They didn't have that. It
was going to be one of three people, and it was either going to be her, Happy, or Zendaya.
No, I think Zendaya is going to be. I think she's going to be She-Venom. I think in one of the future movies, the symbiote is.
Think she can pull it off?
Oh yeah, for what it'd be CGI.
I just don't think she's that great of an actress.
I do.
But hey, that's great. That's the difference of opinions. It's good. This whole show's been us agreeing on everything, including the Packers winning the freaking Super Bowl.
I know, I love it. But yeah, no, Aunt May. Okay, what was the most emotional moment in the movie for you?
And it was Aunt May, and it was Peter realizing this, and holding her and just begging for her to wake up and everything. Like that's it. That's the most. I'm getting goosebumps thinking about it again. That was definitely the most emotional moment for me. And like I said, I didn't want it to be her because she did such a fantastic job in her line of work with the MCU. She did such a good job, and she played her character so well. It was so cool to see her play that character that way. And but yeah, it made the most sense for them to kill her off because it makes the most emotion inside of Peter. And that's what, at the core, that's what Spider-Man is about. Is that emotion of who he's lost and who he's doing things for. And so it was the most emotional moment to me, and I didn't want it to be her, but at the same time I'm glad it was her because it's very true to the story and where he goes from here.
My moment is I agree with everything you just said, but my moment is about 4 minutes after she dies, when he's after or a little bit longer, when the Spider-Man have come through the portal. And they ask, where is there a place he goes? And they portal over there. And when Ned and Zendaya, or Ned and MJ go up and hug him and he just breaks down in their arms, that got me a little more because I don't know if you can, but I can relate. I've lost both my parents. That moment when you just have a friend hold you, or a brother or a loved one hold you, and you just let loose, that got me. And Tom Holland did such a great job in this movie. And I know people always say that superhero movies don't win Oscars. Him and Willem Dafoe both put on Oscar-worthy performances in this movie. And the whole Oscar not being for superhero movies needs to go away. Like
it does.
This movie,
I don't understand it.
The way this movie tied together 3 generations of moviegoers, made you feel nostalgia, and did it in a way that made sense, and it wasn't just cheesy fan service.
No, there was fan service, but it was not cheesy.
Yeah, it was
maybe a little cheesy, but
there was.
There has to be a little cheese in fan service.
The only thing that was cheesy was a comedy, like the memes. The fact there was like Peter, huh? And they pointed like that was.
Oh yeah.
Like that was comedy. I wouldn't say cheesy. My favorite one was, hey, what's with all this negative talk? Okay, you're amazing. You're just amazing. That was great. And speaking of that, the chemistry between the 3 of them. Like I haven't laughed that hard in a Marvel movie. I don't think ever. Like Guardians maybe, but like the comedy in this movie was so well written and the comedic timing by all 3 of them. Just I was not expecting that level of comedy. And speaking of the Aunt May thing, it was so fun how we went from such an emotional low to 5 minutes later everybody cheering in the theater.
Yeah,
and it was
it's a roller. It was truly a roller coaster.
Yeah. Like the first act, I would say, they're building up, they're telling the story. I'm sitting here like, okay, you said this is the best Spider-Man. I'm not feeling it yet. I was enjoying it, but I wasn't at that level.
Yeah.
Even when like Doc Ock and Green Goblin and them showed up, it was like, okay, you're not. I know this was coming. What's shocking? But at the same time, I was also like, okay, so this is done like 20 minutes in. There's a lot of story to tell. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
But back to Willem Dafoe and Jamie Foxx, all of them, I thought did a great job being back in the character.
Yeah.
Alfred.
Yeah, even Sandman from Wings.
Yeah.
You remember that? You remember Wings?
I remember Wings. I didn't really watch it, but I remember I know he was in it.
Yeah, he was like the technician on the planes.
That's a throwback.
Yeah, that's a big throwback. That's like 1992 throwback.
Right. So okay, all right. So we watched the movie. My favorite emotional moment, like I said, a few seconds after yours. I think the best moment, like I said, Garfield jumping and catching MJ and him not only redeeming himself in the story, but redeeming the trilogy that he lost. So
yeah,
like
it was a great moment
when he started crying and MJ's like, "Are you okay?" Like again, another moment, like closure. Like he got closure. He can maybe move on with his life. He had said he stopped holding his punches, so obviously he wasn't dealing well with the anger and everything that came in his universe. So that moment to me was such a well done moment in the scheme of the universe. I loved it.
It was. I mean, it was fan service for that whole other franchise.
See, I don't
before
even
this wasn't even tied
service.
to the MCU.
I don't think that's fan service. I think that was just fantastic storytelling.
It is, but it's also fan service. I mean, I guess I don't know. It depends on what you classify as fan service. But I thought. I mean, it's what fans back then wanted to happen. It didn't happen, and they brought it into this, and it did happen. And like you said, it changes a person that's not even into this in the MCU. Like that's what the crazy thing is. It's like
they are now. He is in the MCU.
He is, but he's not. You know?
No, he is.
I mean, hear the rumors that they're maybe gonna do a whole nother franchise with him.
I think he is gonna be the Venom Spider-Man.
Ooh.
Because you see pictures of Spider-Man.
So I'm fine with anything Garfield's in. I'll go see it.
And Morbius, in the trailer, you saw a poster of Spider-Man, and he also referenced Venom. So there is a Spider-Man in the Venom universe. And now I think that's Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
Okay.
So and I think that would be a good way to keep Spider-Man playing in both, so Sony can make their money. Now they'll have all the Marvel fanboys come over because they can connect it to Marvel.
That's why it was just smart of them to just get along.
Brilliant, yeah, money-wise.
I mean, it's why I didn't understand it. It's like, come on, you guys can work together. It benefits both sides. Just do it.
Right. What about like a Disney Plus? Oh no, Sony wouldn't ever do a Disney Plus show for Spider-Man. They wouldn't let them because that doesn't benefit them at all.
Doesn't benefit them. I mean, money-wise, it could. It's just that's a tricky kind of contract that you got to figure out.
Right.
That it's an unknown. So it's like there would have to be guaranteed money on top of streaming sales and subscriptions and things like that.
Right. Yeah, I don't know how that would work.
Isn't Sony coming out with their own thing soon?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe.
I thought I had heard something.
Maybe. I don't have a PlayStation, so I would assume. I figured they'd have something like on PlayStation, which.
Oh, well, they did.
Yeah, speaking of which, I love the Spider-Man video game on PlayStation. I used to have a PlayStation 4, but eventually I sold it because that was the only thing I did. But I did get the new Marvel game. Marvel's not new. The Avengers. It's on Game Pass now. So I did download that and played a little bit, and I really enjoyed it.
Oh, it's on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Maybe I need to do that.
Yeah, it's on Game Pass. Okay. And the online stuff, which, by the way, don't click on the online thing.
I've heard it wasn't that good.
I've heard the game itself wasn't good, but from what I've played, I enjoyed it.
Okay.
You know, all I've done was like the opening where you play as all the different characters.
Yeah.
But now I'm a little bit in where you play as Miss Marvel a lot. Kamala Khan.
Okay.
So, which is good. Because honestly, I don't really know her story at all. So.
Yeah, I don't know much of her story.
Yeah, it's nice to see it before Miss Marvel comes out.
I know that Squirrel Girl is a part of it. Yep. That's all I know.
Yep. Okay, so let's move on a little bit. We talked about Spider-Man. Let's talk about Doctor Strange: The Multiverse of Madness. I loved that trailer, and I love that this is going. I think this is going to break everything. This is where we're going to start seeing X-Men and Fantastic Four. I think this movie is going to be Phase 4's like Infinity War level event.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's talk about how the fact that we got screwed out of an ending scene.
We didn't get screwed out of an ending scene.
We got screwed out of an ending scene, and you know it.
We did. We still had the ending scene. Okay, let's.
No, we had a mid scene, and if that's the ending scene, that's a wimpy ending scene.
What?
It's a good mid scene.
It shows It shows that Strange and Wanda are going to work together on the multiverse. If all it was Strange walking up to Wanda, her saying, "I'm sorry about Westview," and he says, "I'm not here about that. What do you know about the multiverse?" And then they cut it. That would have been a perfectly fine end credit scene.
Yeah, that's a good mid scene. I want something bigger. I don't know. I just want something bigger.
Speaking of mid-credit scenes, Hawkeye. That was the worst mid-credit scene. Period.
What was it again?
It was the full performance of "I Can Do This All Day."
No, I was so happy that's what the scene was.
I knew you would be.
Did you catch it in the early bits of Spider-Man where the theater's actually showing?
Yeah, Rogers the musical.
The Rogers.
That's why I was so disappointed in the mid-credit scene. The fact that they kept panning to the crowd, like all they had to do. I would have been fine if they played that whole 4.5 music cringe-worthy, horrible song, but all they had to do was pan to like just show Yelena and Kate watching it and be like, "This is horrible. I should have gone."
Oh yeah, that would have been great too.
I should have gone to Statue of Liberty. Like something like that would have been so much better. It would have made up.
That would have been.
And they
great.
kept like panning to the crowd, so it's like, are they just gonna keep doing this and not showing anybody? I don't get it. So,
what was the guy? Was the guy in the crowd? Was that Billy Joel?
I don't know.
That's what, because they kept panning to the same person, which is like the director of the musical, and I was thinking it was maybe Billy Joel.
I'd have to check. I didn't recognize him as Billy Joel, but I haven't seen Billy Joel for a while.
I haven't either. That's why I'm questioning it.
What if Billy Joel is like a new hero? Like that was his introduction. Like what if he was like Fantastic Four?
What if he's the new Stan Lee?
No, he doesn't deserve that.
Well, no one deserves that.
If they're gonna do it, it shouldn't be Billy fucking Joel. Like, he's a good artist, but what the hell has he done for Marvel? No,
nothing.
No, that honor needs to be somebody else.
No, they don't need. It's good to just leave it out from now on.
Yeah, I think Multiverse of Madness is going to bring in X-Men. That's my official prediction. I also think that was the What If Strange.
There's a lot that's going to happen. There's a lot that's going to happen.
That should be like that. That's
I don't know what to expect actually from it. I expect a lot of what we got in No Way Home, where it's just a lot of different kinds of people showing up, and it could be different people from different types of franchises even coming in and stuff. Like I really wouldn't be shocked if we get a Hugh Jackman Wolverine cameo in that. If I'm gonna be beyond furious if Hugh Jackman is Wolverine.
I think they'll bring him in to just show him as like an alternate version. But no, he's not Wolverine.
Which he deserves to be in an MCU movie as a Wolverine.
Yeah.
So I'm perfectly on board with that.
And that's where the multiverse can come in. But I think,
and don't be Keanu Reeves.
No, he's too old too.
Reeves.
You know who I think would be
way too old. It needs to be someone that's youngish. If you're bringing in the X-Men, I mean not like crazy young, but it needs to be 30s.
I heard something the other day of somebody who I think would be a really good Logan.
Is it gonna piss me off?
I don't know.
All right, who is it?
Aaron Paul.
Yeah, I'm pissed off.
From Breaking Bad, really?
I love Aaron Paul. He is not a Wolverine.
I think he could be.
No, he can't be a Wolverine. He can't be Logan.
Yeah, he could.
No.
Yeah. I also think Daniel Radcliffe, but I don't think Daniel Radcliffe.
No.
Jesus Christ. If Edward Cullen can be Batman, and Daniel Radcliffe's actually done some good shit.
If who? Edward Cullen.
Robert Pattinson. Twilight.
Who's Edward Cullen?
He's a Twilight guy.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know that you were so into the Twilight saga.
I know the character's name. That's not into the saga. I saw the movies, dude. Fuck it. I read the books. I'll say it. I read the books.
I read the first book because I was trying to get with a girl.
That's exactly why I read them.
Yeah, it didn't work out for me.
Yeah, my hot neighbor in college said they were really good, so I read them to impress her.
Yeah.
I read them. I read all 4 of them. I thought the book ending for Breaking Dawn was the worst ending of any book franchise I've ever read in my life.
Yeah.
They show up and they talk it out and go home. I'm just like,
Emily loves the series.
No, I asked her about the ending. The ending is so it was so diplomatic. Like they walked, they talked, and they go home in the end.
Yeah.
And it was stupid.
I'm not a big Twilight person.
I'm not either, but it could have been.
I've watched some of them because she loves them, and it's not my thing.
Yeah, it's not my thing. It's way too cheesy.
Yeah, it's very cheesy.
But anyway, back to the good shit. So Multiverse of Madness. So it's funny. This year, the movies for Marvel weren't anything I was super stoked about. Obviously, except for Spider-Man, because it was Black Widow, yay! But it's 7 years too late.
Yeah and no. It's You know what? I'm tired of Black Widow's shitting.
I'm not
that it's
hating
getting.
on it or shitting on it. I'm just
No, it's not just you. It's like I just saw a meme that it was showing like the different buffed SpongeBob characters, and the first one's just like an actual sponge of SpongeBob, and it's Black Widow, and then we get to Spider-Man at the very end, and there's stuff in between. I'm like, no, it wasn't the weakest. It was good. I liked it. I mean, you don't agree, but I liked it more than Eternals, and I liked it more than what was it? There was another one.
Shang-Chi?
Not Shang-Chi. No, I like Shang-Chi better.
That's it.
There was another one.
No, it wasn't.
But
Black Widow,
yeah,
Shang-Chi,
there was like 5.
Eternals, and Spider-Man.
There's one more that we're missing because there was another one.
There was not another movie.
There was another one. Don't make me.
You might be thinking. Go ahead. You might be thinking of a show, but because shows you had WandaVision, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Loki, Hawkeye, and then movies you had Black Widow, Shang-Chi, Eternals, and Spider-Man.
I can't find it.
Because it doesn't exist.
Maybe it was a show then.
Yeah. I think WandaVision is the best show. That was my favorite show of all the Disney Plus shows.
You know what? It's either that or Hawkeye. I thought Hawkeye was fantastic.
Hawkeye was great. I didn't like the ending, though. I wasn't a big fan of the ending.
No, the ending was a soft ending.
I don't like the whole thing they did with Fisk.
I feel... Well, I don't know what they did with him. We don't know what they did.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't like that. Either A, they did the old classic trope of they shot him, but the camera panned up and whatever, and it's not going to be somebody else stopped her, and I don't like that. Or she killed him, and I don't like that either. Yeah,
either way. What I would have loved to hear is when they're panning away, we hear like a swoofed or a swift or a swoof. What am I trying to say?
A thump?
Like a whoosh.
Oh.
Or something like that. Maybe Spider-Man comes down. We don't know. But I feel Hawkeye would have been a better movie, and I feel Eternals would have been a better show.
I would disagree with that.
And I wish they would have flip-flopped those. But I mean, you're not going to put all that cast from Eternals in a TV show for Disney Plus. No.
But I'm excited to see where Eternals goes. But in terms of the movies this year, it's definitely between that and Black Widow for my least favorite. I'm not hating on Black Widow.
I understand. You're just saying that others were much stronger.
Yes. I would say Spider-Man and Shang-Chi were both significantly stronger than Black Widow. And again, it's just because Black Widow, like we've already seen, we know how that story ends eventually. We know it goes into her teaming up with the Avengers, so I wasn't worried about her dying. Black Widow was good for completionist, and it also introduced us to Yelena. That was all that Black Widow was. And now Yelena...
And that's what it was meant to be. It was meant to do exactly those two things. It was bringing her in, and it was meaning to show really the background between the Red Room and just their whole story. Right. So and for her to complete her story. And
that's what I'm saying. It was
it did what it was supposed to do, and I thought it was done very well. And I just don't. I think people act like it's this like made for TV movie or something like that.
No.
I thought they did a fantastic job, and Yelena is.
Yep, Florence Pugh is going to be a treasure in this universe for a long time.
Absolutely, and she is.
Her and Kate Bishop's chemistry.
We saw it in Hawkeye.
Yeah, their chemistry was fantastic.
Absolutely. Like it's just both of them. They did such a fantastic job with each other. It was great. I loved it. I know we're not going to get probably a Hawkeye season 2. Maybe we will, where it's just her.
No, I think she'll build up in the other shows like Secret Wars. Or I'm not sorry, Secret Invasion, Armor Wars, Miss Marvel.
Armor Wars is going to be interesting. I feel now.
Yeah, especially with all the once we start getting the Skrull invasion and all that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I think people are going to get a lot more. I don't know about back history or what, but they're going to get a lot more of Tony, I think, than they expect. Mm-hmm. Like remembrance and history and name keep getting brought up and everything. So I'm excited to see.
Me too. All right.
All right. So we haven't really talked about it. I guess we did kind of talk about it, where we go from here with Spider-Man. We kind of talked about how the fact that we think there's going to be hopefully another 2 to 3 movies, characters we think that are going to come in and everything like that. So yeah, we put a bow on that.
We did.
Yeah. I just had to remind myself.
Right. But I think Spider-Man was. Where does it rank in MCU for you?
It's hard. Top 5. No.
Yeah.
It's, like without thinking, it's top 5. It's hard to divide Endgame and Infinity Wars. I think of that as one thing. I know it's 2 separate, so technically, I guess that's 1 and 2. It used to be Civil War. This is better than Civil War to me. So I think this is going to be. Maybe I'm not thinking of something right now that it should be, but 3 or 4 is probably where I truly put it.
Yeah, it's an Endgame, Infinity War, Endgame. Those are the top 2. I think a lot of people agree that those 2 movies are just. I'm shocked that Spider-Man beat it, honestly, in terms of the box office. It beat out Infinity War, especially like in the pandemic still going on. Like, the
fact that this did what it did during the pandemic is insane.
It's absolutely insane, and I'm really happy just in terms of like the movies in general. It's such a great thing.
Absolutely, I just love the fact that people are going back. Wear a mask if that's your thing. If not, that's your thing. No judgment either way. But just the fact that people are going back to theaters and everything, and we're keeping that industry alive. It warms my heart, honestly.
Yep, and seeing a packed theater, like we had to.
First time I've seen one since the pandemic.
Right. So great. So anyway, all right. So we talked about ranking for the MCU. Is there anything else we need to talk about?
This is the best. This is obviously the best Spider-Man. Oh no, well, this is the best. So is this the best Spider-Man?
Yes, Spider-Man 2 is fantastic, but I don't think you can. It's the best movie because all the other ones made it the best movie. So it's kind of like Avengers. It's hard for me to do MCU movies and like include Avengers in it because they're made great because of all the other movies. So it's hard to rank them with thinking of like Endgame and Infinity War because obviously those are going to be great because all the other movies before them. If it wasn't for the other movies, would we enjoy this as much? So it's definitely the best Spider-Man in my opinion.
See, I think the way that you feel about Spider-Man 2 is the way that I feel about Garfield's first Spider-Man.
It just tied everything together?
No, it's just you love Spider-Man. You love the second Spider-Man with Tobey, right?
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's okay. I think Tobey's work as far as his whole work as Spider-Man is okay. He's my least favorite Spider-Man overall, but how you put it earlier in the show, I think is the best way of putting it.
Okay. Yep. No, I've seen it twice already. I'll probably go see it one more time in theaters.
You've already seen it a second time. Oh wow!
I went.
Where was my invite for that second time?
It was a family thing. It was me and my brother and my nephews. So
that's fair.
Yeah.
I think I got to see it a second time. I really would just one day. I just want to go to the theater and just see Afterlife and No Way Home back to back.
Just live in nostalgia time.
Just go back because both of them, they did it to me. They gave me the feels. They gave me the roller coaster. They gave me everything I wanted from both of those different kinds of franchises.
Maybe I'll give Ghostbusters a shot again. Not give it a shot again. That makes it sound like I don't like it. I need to watch them again and remind myself.
Yeah, just rewatch them again.
Yep. Mm-hmm. So okay,
you can skip 2016.
Yeah, I've heard.
It's here's the thing about 2016. I thought some of the cast was great. Some of the cast was really bad. And I thought the overall story wasn't good, but there is moments from 2016 that is good. There is moments.
Yep.
It's not as shitty of a movie as people want. Like people want to tell you it's like Fantastic Four, where people like completely shit on it, and it's not. Neither of those movies I thought were that bad, but they're not that good either. Mm-hmm. So you take it for what it's worth.
It's a money grab.
Yeah.
So okay, all right. So that should wrap up this episode. One last thing. What are you looking forward to most about 2022? In terms of like Marvel movies, it doesn't have to be Marvel, just nerd stuff.
Nerd stuff. Oh, I mean,
it's given Multiverse of Madness. You've already talked about
Multiverse of Madness is up there. Flash is up there.
Oh yeah.
Because
Flashpoint.
It's very much so what we're looking forward to in Madness is in DC's version.
Right.
Because I mean, it seems like it's all but confirmed that we get Keaton as Batman.
Yeah, I mean, he was in the trailer.
A cameo. So it's like, oh, I don't know. I didn't even know there's a trailer.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't even know there was a trailer. When was that?
Fandom.
Did we talk about it?
I think so.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, there's a trailer.
Man, I don't even know if I knew there was a trailer.
Yeah. I don't know.
Maybe I did.
It was like an unfinished trailer. It was very short, but it was there.
I'll have to go back and look for that. But yeah, looking forward to that stuff. Looking forward to Disney Plus's additions. When are we going to get year 1 Spider-Man, 97 X-Men? I think like Miss Marvel's going to be in there, and so is Ironheart.
She-Hulk.
I don't know if that's She-Hulk. So it's just the next stage of the MCU of building these other characters that are leading to bigger and bigger things, and seeing where the MCU goes from there. Looking forward to hopefully the CEO of Disney getting the boot, because he's a piece of shit and he's done nothing but shitty things for that whole corporation.
As we just talked about how great the movies that they make are.
Feige makes great movies. This guy has nothing to do with those movies.
Well, he gave Feige control though.
No, Bob Iger gave Feige control.
But he could take Feige's control away whenever he wanted
to. He can take control away if he's an absolute dumbass moron piece of shit.
Right, yeah.
I can't stand this guy. I would fucking boot this guy in the face.
You have the three highest grossing movies, or 3 of the 4 highest grossing movies of all time are through Feige. So, yeah.
Yes.
Infinity War, Endgame, Spider-Man.
You let Feige, I don't care how much of an idiot you are, you let Feige do what Feige does.
Right, and Feige we trust.
Yes, and Feige we trust. And right now, I mean, a part of this guy, of what he's done to the parks and everything, he's ruined so much. And so much so that the board of directors now see it and they understand what he's doing to the company. And they're trying to beg Iger to come back out of retirement, which is probably not going to happen. But something needs to happen there. So I'm hoping something happens there to the betterment of the corporation of Disney. Whether you like Disney, whether you don't like Disney, whether you agree with Disney, whether you don't.
No.
It's a moot point.
Gotcha. Moo. It's a moo point.
No, it's not moot.
It's a cow's opinion.
Oh, moo.
It's moo.
No,
but that's a Friends joke. You probably don't get that. Emily would have gotten that.
Yeah, I don't remember that part of Friends.
It's a quick joke, but I've watched Friends so many times I pretty much know all the jokes. Anyway.
Oh, what about that Harry Potter reunion?
Oh, yeah, I'm excited for that.
What is that New Year's Day?
Yeah, it comes out New Year's Day. Also, we have.
Okay, I wasn't sure if it was New Year's Day or Christmas Day.
Book of Boba Fett comes out in 2 days on Wednesday.
Yep. The new Matrix is on HBO Max.
Yep, I haven't seen it yet. I've heard mixed reviews, but I'm definitely still going to see that.
Yeah, I'll still see it. I've heard some really bad stuff, but I'll still hear it. I'll still watch it.
Spider-Verse Part 1. That looks amazing.
Or Part 2, you mean?
No. Across the Spider.
Oh no! Oh yeah.
Across the Spider-Verse Part 1.
Yep. That I can't wait to see where they go with that one.
Yeah, there's so much coming this year. It's going to be so much fun, and we will be doing our best.
There's a ton of stuff.
We'll be doing.
I mean, we don't even talk about DC enough, but all the DC movies that are coming out. Whether we like them, whether we agree with DC or not. I mean, there's some really exciting things that could be coming out with DC outside of Flashpoint. Mm-hmm. So. I mean, as far as nerdy stuff goes for this next year, we got a lot of content.
Right, and we'll be able to cover it. It might not always be just us, but we're working to get some other people to where we don't leave you with a month-long hangover.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's going to wrap up this episode of Sporty Nerds. Jeff, you want to take us away?
I think you said it best. That's going to take us away. Thank you guys for all the support, the listens from this first year. And hopefully we continue into the second year and things just get bigger, better, and
nerdier.
Right. I like it.
Yeah. All right.
We'll see you guys later.